Hello friends, Lisa here from Thermomixing Adventures. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make quick flatbreads in your Thermomix. Now my kids are about to dash out the door in half an hour to a friend's house and I don't have any food to send with them. Now I don't send my kids empty-handed because there's 4 of them and they're going to a friend with one person. So I need to send them loaded up with food so that they can, have lunch later and I don't feel like I'm burdening them with that. So I'm going to make these quick flatbreads. They're really easy. You can make them gluten-free, but I'm going to actually make them today so I can make them as wraps rather than like a flatbread. So I'm going to make them, when you make them with gluten-free, they tend to be more rigid. You don't get them soft and pliable necessarily. Today I'm going to use a whole grain baker's flour instead, and that will allow it to be a bit more soft and flexy. I'm going to scroll down. I love on the screen of my TM7 you can actually change the portion, so it says 6, 8 or 10. I can click on 10 and it adjusts all my measurements, and then I can go start, so it's going to make me the largest one. I think this gets me 10. It says strong white bread flour, and as I made mention, you could use just looking for something to scoop this with, you could use the gluten-free, easy peasy. Okay, you could actually do that. So, but I'm going to use this, what's left of my packet. 440 grams is what I'm aiming for in my machine. In this goes. It's days like this that I'm incredibly grateful for the Thermomix. Like, we don't buy packets of food, we buy ingredients and we turn them into food. I love knowing what's in my food. I love that I'm nourishing my family with that, and so being able to easily whip up something because they're going to a friend's house is amazing. I've got the other Thermomix going. There is definitely an ease when you've got multiples, and you can hear it cooking off some chicken. I had chicken in the fridge, a big 1.2 kilo thigh packet, and so that's steaming off. I'm going to shred that, and then I've got some lettuce from the garden. So really easy to be able to make quite simple, easy food, like in a timely manner. This will be done in 20 minutes, and I'm going to cook this today off in a sandwich press. So you could use a hot plate on or on a stove. This is 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and flip them. I quite like using my sandwich press. I find it cooks the top and bottom at the same time, and you don't get it overcooked or like it just cooks really nicely. 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. You can hear it possibly clicking away in the background, and then 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. You can skip the sugar if you like. I'm going to put it in today. And then we go next, and we're going to mix it 16 seconds on speed 6. Let's press play. Get my spatula ready to go. Let's go next. Scrape down the sides with a spatula, and then it's going to knead. This reminds me a lot of things like scones, right? It mixes together and then it kneads. And the kneading is what changes this texture from what looks like cauliflower florets into a beautiful big dough ball that we'll be able to work with. So we just now do a 1-minute knead. And all the Thermomix models have the ability to knead, and 1 minute is nothing. Most of our breads take 2 minutes, sometimes longer, up to 5, depending on what sort of final product it is you're after. This is incredibly quiet though. I love that, but do stay near your Thermomix when it is kneading. When your Thermomix is kneading, it needs you. That's so that it doesn't walk off the bench. Now mine's got no movement, but mind you, in saying this is a small-ish dough for what can go in a Thermomix. The more dough, the more chance it's going to get movement to it just for the volume of weight in it. But how quick is this? Like, we're nearly done. We'll be able to see how we go. Now, because I've used wholemeal flour, I may find that I need to add a little bit more moisture to it. I may need a little bit more yogurt in there. We'll just see what it looks like at 15 seconds. Generally, it's okay. But with something like wraps, you are working with something that's a little, like you're rolling it out thin. So it has to have, a bit of stretch to it. We'll see how it looks. We'll push it together. We'll see what this sits like. Tip the dough out. No, that's okay. That's going to be all right. And into a lightly floured surface and bring together. So I'm going to show you what I'm looking for here with these. If I can push this together into a ball and it happily comes together into a ball, that's going to be fine, because I'm going to roll this out, and you can see there, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to roll this out flat, and I'm going to put it between my sandwich press. So it's incredibly simple. Just going to see if I can actually find a rolling pin to show you with. So you can't see great at the moment. Do I move it? Do I not? I'll see if I can do it back here. Still can't see great, but see how we go. So it's literally a matter, and if you've got gluten-free, you may find your dough is sticky. With sticky dough, do it between 2 sheets of baking paper, because then you can cook it between your 2 sheets of baking paper, and it's so easy. I haven't got enough capacity space-wise up the back there. Let me just give it a go here. That is my 20 centimeter circle. I'm going to go a bit flatter because I want it to be more like little wraps for that lettuce and stuff in. So I'm just going to take that out a bit further. And I'll show you what that looks like. The dough out of a Thermomix is usually, except if it's gluten-free, incredibly workable. Gluten-free, as I said, watch my videos on gluten-free tips, because there are ways that make it so much easier to do. All right, so now we've got the equivalent of our soft, just lift it up with my spatula. A Thermomat would make this so much easier, people. Use your Thermomat. If you haven't got a Thermomat, let's host a demo and get you one. There you go. Look at that. So I'm going to cook that off. It's only going to take like a minute in the sandwich press to cook that off and bring it out. To keep them soft, mine are going to get wrapped pretty quickly. The chicken will be ready in 10 minutes. But to keep them soft, put them under a damp tea towel to let them cool, and it will stop them crisping up and getting rigid and hard. It's also bad if you're wanting it for like naan bread, right? To dip in a sauce. But in our case where we want wraps, I need to keep it nice and flaky. But anyway, guys, I hope this inspires you to give this a go. Change the portions, make it so it suits you. Beautiful way to make amazing food quickly and easily and confidently with your Thermomix. But otherwise, take care, and I will see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.